Hey everyone, welcome back to Comic Studio once again. We're gonna be search for South Park once again. Because of the last time's video for 2 days ago, that unfortunately I just probably overshot one of the clips that we got on over 10 minutes before. As we head back to South Park once again, as we're gonna be jumping in, it's not gonna be going to occur like these things. So that unable to try again anymore, and it responds. So this comic studio is more advanced than anything of them above. Instead of going to go all this, it's time to get in or jumping in into this comic studio. So this is all South Park Comic Studio was probably advanced than any of those that we really try to do this like anyways. So it has for less of the images or the background images as well. And then we're gonna be started to add some vehicles. It wasn't gonna be a lot to do this. I was pretty hard to concern, but I'm probably using for some sort of a civilian automobiles that we got for today. As we got for some sort of for the Lincoln Town Car. That is just everything that we just since we got. So we might able to add for some sort of like anything as well. Especially let's go into add for some pretty much. Last time we reviewed for 3 South Park comic studios that I just reviewing for around for 3 comic studios like anything that since before. And like anything that really since, we got the outside park as well. This is going to be the state of Colorado. And looks like that must be the outside town. And looks like we have include here for some sort of a snow town as well. So looks like we're gonna be coming up as well. And what about this? This is the Shark's Pond. And that must be for the early evening for some sort of like these things as well. And probably there must be so much more like South Park as well. And even though there must be a futuristic South Park Elementary Plus. And that is not the thing as like anything as well. Everything is could be located around in the United States. There is a post-COVID and many more comic studios that I just chosen from is I'm going to do like anything it does because unfortunately it will take for too much less anyways. So then the upcoming video wasn't going to be pretty enough to do so. Instead of OCs like anything as well, unless we have some sort of a playground that this is absolutely pretty gone too far like snow and other stuff as well. This is the upcoming video that we're about to show us for today. It must be for the PP Comic Studio. I never gradually just tried to do this, and it must be the classroom or like the classroom itself for just this one. So what about for some sort of a supermarket? Unlike some sort of these things such as a barn, we might able to put for some South Park characters around here. And let's going to be for adults. Like there, something is absolutely going to be going to do so. We're going to add for his parents like this thing. And this should be for the Craig's parents as well. I mean, this is nothing that I just doing for one thing as well. So I'm pretty sure that should be Cartman's parents. Or it's probably for Cartman's parents as well. So that must be a one lost citizen that I just probably to say. That must be an overgrown like those things. The post things as well. Especially some sort of parents that we got here. Is one some sort of like these things that we got of jock persons from there on. So am I going to be added for some sort of for the comic studios for otherwise? And I might gonna be talking for a little bit for very too much for my own risk. How am I gonna be doing for this for the entire risk to do so as well? And we got the barn from this way, so I might going to be added for some sort of snow sugar cookie that we're gonna be added for right here. So it's gonna be very a little bit for part of one crazy fun. So isn't going to be for such as a little bit going to be for a Pikes Peak journey. Is this going to be high as well? Not sure this is not going to get so much fun. Then all of it's going to get a little bit past that we got it all the way up here. So we chosen like those things that we're going to get all the way. And we have some sort of little bit for an aspect like those things, like the Chinese. Or over here. Where's the other ones that we possibly indeed? It's not going to be showing like anything as well. As we continue this video for all the way, of course, that I might going to take for a very long time, then I'm not going to be kidding me as well. I guess I already include Cookie Run characters for a lot of them, and especially we might able to be continue to have any more of those things. I think this is actually that everything is going to be having much more fun. So looks like that is going to be such as a little bit for a big thing, and especially that the children could be roughly playing outside like anything as well. So even though that he even bother like those things like anyways, so it's not going to be such as one probably for those things that he just probably absolutely tried to say like anything. So I meant to the end of this video for sure, and we added more characters, and especially for that guy. And what about for some sort of studio crossovers for like the Total Drama Island? And we got everything as well. So we absolutely having for 6 clips that we got here. We got a children like those playing of those things, pudding cookie, cream puff cookie, the peppermint cookie, the bell pepper cookie, and one of those kids like themselves instead of a cherry bomb cookie that violates like these. And I never felt that isn't going to be included, like including for such as for the cherry blossom and the cherry bomb cookie. That must be for in the shark's pond. That must be some sort of a rocking person from Germany. But look at that, I realize that doesn't going to be even for even much later, as I cannot even prove it like anything as well. And then outside of the school, at the South Park Elementary Plus, by the year of 2020s, like those things, we got the Parfadia students, and for some sort of for the vanilla students, like those things, because that person that I realize that she has a one instrument isn't going to be allowed that for the South Park Elementary Plus, that I wonder that the rule stands for. And that must be Akon cookie on the background near in the school, or near from the school like anything as well. In the South Park Community Center, or some sort of a South Park Community Center in Colorado, there must be some sort of for those Parfadia principles. I mean, there must be a one thing, that's not a prime minister. This is actually for the judge of, I mean, there must be a judge of the Parfadia. There must be for some sort of a teacher or a principal from some sort of a Christmas school as well. And this one that came from a Nova, that, I mean, that scientist came from Xylitol, or the planet Xylitol as well. So it was from some sort of a, from the North Pole like anything. pastry cookie was at behind. I don't really think that she bothers like them as well. That she bothers pastry cookie might be able to leave the school because that was not going to be any one of them. During the battle on outside from the town of South Park, we got Eggman and the mysterious Dr. Evil Donut as well. And beyond of those guys, from anything that we did, is we cannot believe this is not going to be such as one thing as well. We got some sort of milk cookies and his father sugar, I mean a snow sugar cookie, and what's this? I probably know. So the one thing that is almost gonna be the last one is the chef like this. So this is not going to be meant to do this as well. And that background that we got Chef Hatchet, and this is actually for one former like anything as well. So even though that not to me, it was Red Bean Cookie with his penguin. And that was absolutely the end of this video that we posted over here. Because that unfortunately, where am I going to be getting rid of this thing? And especially we added Vanos, that cowboy from near in Mexico as well. It was from New Mexico or Arizona or Texas. And there was Big Mac from Equestria Girls, like there. I'm not gonna be mentioning that before we're gonna be end of this video, like anyways. We have noticed this, credits to South Park for everything, and what about for multiple of South Parks like these? For the fact for these activate like sprites and characters, and we just absolutely move on to the beta edition as well of this comic studio. As you notice this, South Park is owned by Trey Parker and Matt Stone. Thanks to South Park Wiki Fandom, or the Wiki Fandom, for the images. And what about for the main South Park comic studio, that it just made it so much like anything that it goes? Because as you can see that you notice, for this as well, South Park is owned by Matt Stone and Trey Parker once again. Thank you for the South Park Archives Wiki Fandom for having every single image whoever needs. So that is going to be all it, and probably that should be the end of this video. So if you like of this video, that I'm probably sure, and you'll be headed out, that the all 3 links could be in the description for the description below as well, including the main website as well, from all 3 South Park comic studios as well. So once again, mini lads, thanks for watching, for all your support, and I'm gonna be signing off, and we'll talk to you for the comic studio users and mini lads all later, if I'm not pretty sure that is going to be up next as well. And we're probably sure that we're using for some sort of for the studio crossovers, and click on the link that I might going to be finding out next. And the PP comic studio that I might going to be making for today is going to be coming at the next 2 days, or just really right now until the next video goes.